for Game 3 between the Celtics and the Hawks. Atlanta with the 2-0 series lead. Let's take a look at tonight's starting lineups. They are brought to you by Modelo Especial for Atlanta. Very consistent starting five, a group that led the NBA in points for a starting five unit. T. Korver, Bazemore, and then a front court that's finished off with Millsap and Horford. For the Celtics, significant changes to the lineup as Brad Stevens looks for buckets, in his words. Isaiah Thomas remains your starting point guard, but Evan Turner gets the start along with Jonas Jerebko. They join Jay Crowder and Amir Johnson. Still no Avery Bradley. For an update on the status of Kelly Olynyk, let's check in with Israel Gutierrez. Thanks, Ryan. Was pushed, and it's going to be number 2 on Crowder.
Everybody chipping in. 4 different people have made threes. Sullinger with the good look. Jay Crowder delivers. The Celts are hot.
The game.
That's flipping the script. A much different story here in Game 3 in quarter number 1. 37 points, the highest output for either team in any quarter this series.
Welcome back to Boston with Hawks coach Mike Budenholzer. Now, Mike,
Now getting booed whenever he touches the ball. Dishes it right to Turner, trying to do too much. And then Turner is fouled by Schroeder on the other end. And PJ, you saw it early. He's a little out of control.
Yeah, no, he's a lot out of control. You're giving him the benefit of the doubt.
The Celtics in control. Big lead in the second quarter. Another quality game there, Cassidy. The NBA playoffs continue on ABC Sunday. NBA Countdown kicks off the afternoon at 12:30 Eastern, followed by the Spurs taking on the Grizzlies at 1, and then at 3:30 the Warriors face Houston. NBA playoffs Sunday at 1 and 3:30 on ABC. So those Cavaliers highlights, they want to get one of those banners that hang here in Boston. 17 of them. Only the Lakers more the slam, and it landed on the dome of Jay Crowder.
Brad Stevens with a good timeout. He's seen enough. The last couple possessions, Atlanta's trying to force the ball inside. He wants to put a stop to that right now.
A little 6-0 burst from the Hawks. Timeout Boston. Exist to assist, brought to you by State Farm. Boston has been burying threes.
Well, you see the pass and you watch all these threes, but you watch the pass that leads to the three. Talked about the good news for Brad. 5 different players have converted three-point shots. 6 different players have assists. That's why Boston's got 12 assists on 17 field goals. You better believe Danny Ainge, who could pass and finish, is delighted.
Up and in, plus the foul.
Well, you called it perfectly, Ryan. It was 3-on-3. So there weren't enough guys in there to deny Isaiah Thomas the finish at the rim.
Well, some of the images of Celtics lore, something Brad Stevens is looking to add to, and his team has improved dramatically in his 3 seasons at the helm. They've gone from 28 wins, but the first half ends with a big delivery from Thomas to Johnson, and a huge first half from the Celtics, looking to avoid a 3-0 series hole. It started with Jonas Jerebko and a ferocious putback for the first bucket of the night. And it continued as an avalanche. The Toyota halftime is coming up next after the break. Celtics lead it by 12 after 2. Cassidy and Kara will have you on the other side.
ESPN's presentation of the NBA playoffs. Brought to you by Ford Service. When your Ford needs service, you need the specialists at Ford. And DirecTV. Don't just watch TV, DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
Getting ready to start the third quarter at TD Garden in Boston, Massachusetts. The Hawks a 2-0 series lead, but the Celtics a 12-point lead as they look to get back in this Eastern Conference quarterfinal series. As we welcome you courtside, Ryan Ruocco alongside PJ Carlesimo. You know, PJ, third quarter couldn't have started much better for Boston.
You always want to build a bridge to that first half when you play as well as the Celtics did. Well, they really have. Turner finds Thomas. Thomas delivers more from downtown.
Presentation of the NBA playoffs, brought to you by Tecate and Tecate Light. Born bold, enjoy responsibly. And Schick Extreme 3 Ultimate, now with more glide, better comfort.
The Celtics, a 7-0 start to the third quarter, have a 19-point lead. Atlanta leads the series 2-0 as we take a look at the upcoming series schedule across the NBA network. Sunday, Game 4 will be on TNT. Game 5 will be Tuesday in Atlanta. Game 6 Thursday in Boston, should those games be necessary. And then a Game 7 would be Saturday in Atlanta on TNT. That's April 30th. For more on these games, log on to NBA.com or access the NBA Game Time app. Could Kelly Olynyk be ready? A lead that was once 20 has been chopped down to 7. 12-0 Hawks run.
Atlanta does it with defense. They force turnovers. They limit to one shot. Kent Bazemore coming up big for the Hawks.
Ending 3-0 series lead for the Cavs. Toronto and Indiana have played a tight series, but a big Game 3 win for the Raptors. Miami and Charlotte with that series shifting to North Carolina. How about the Cavs and their start to the postseason, PJ?
Been there, done that. They know what it's all about. They know if you can get...
Giving Boston a 2-point lead after 3. Well, Jonas Jerebko getting the start. He's been scrappy. 9 points, 9 boards, and a buzzer beater to put Boston back in front. But Atlanta has made this a ball game. 2-point Celtic lead.
Welcome back to Boston with Celtics coach Brad Stevens. Brad, predictably in the
4, Boston's going to talk things over with 9:13 to go in the 4th.
ESPN's presentation of the NBA playoffs, brought to you by Verizon. Join a better network because better matters. And 75 years of M&M's. Celebrate with M.
Coverage of the NBA playoffs continues Saturday on ESPN. First at 8, it's the Thunder and Mavs. Then at 10:30, Clippers and Blazers. NBA countdown charged by Dew at 7 o'clock. Taking a look at the leading scorers in this game, PJ. Big contribution off the bench for Dennis Schroeder. Isaiah Thomas, a huge game for Boston.
These guys are supposed to be point guards. Tonight they're points.
Out on the floor, Boston 99, Atlanta 98. 5:56 to go in Game 3. Baseball continues in Arlington as the Yankees take on the Rangers for the first of a 3-game series. The Yankees 5-9 after their loss yesterday, seeing if they could turn it around Monday night at 8 Eastern on ESPN. Isaiah Thomas has turned his series around. What a performance thus far tonight, PJ. 34 points.
34 and counting, and he's done it from outside. He's done it inside. He's done it from the free throw line. Transition, half court. Isaiah Thomas has been the catalyst all night for the Celtics.
And you see, even though the point totals were respectable in games 1 and 2, the field goal percentage was not. They're both there tonight, a playoff career high 30. In the 4th, Boston 105, Atlanta 100. Celtics trying to get on the board in the Eastern Conference first round. The sights and sounds of an exciting Game 3 Celtics. Mike Budenholzer is going to set something up here with 48.2 seconds to go. Hawks ball down 5 in game 3. ESPN, keep it locked into SportsCenter at night. Scott Van Pelt will have highlights from the NBA and NHL playoffs, MLB, and the latest on NFL free agency. SportsCenter at night with SVP after Spurs Grizzlies over on ESPN. Well, the offense has come in droves tonight for Boston. And a huge to get Isaiah Thomas in places where he can score without having Kelly Olynyk, without having Avery Bradley. They've done that. Boston about to close out game 3, up by 7. Well, the Celtics jumped out to a huge 40 points in a postseason game, PJ.
Well, a good chunk of those guys, their numbers are hanging from the ceiling in here. And Isaiah Thomas, just a remarkable performance because Atlanta wouldn't go away. He got him off to a great start. But every time that Atlanta was able to get back in it, Isaiah had the answer. And whether it was scoring, truth be told, he'd had a bunch of assists too. His teammates missed an awful lot of shots when he put the ball in their hands. But just a tremendous individual performance for this great franchise.
Our final score, Boston 111, Atlanta 103. The series now a 2-1 Hawks edge. Coming up next on ESPN2, it's SportsCenter. Now on ESPN, it's the Spurs taking on the Grizzlies. For our producer, Michael Molinari, our director, Michael Ireland, PJ Carlesimo, Israel Gutierrez, and our entire crew here in Boston, I'm Ryan Ruocco saying thank you for joining us and good night from Massachusetts.